What's up, everybody? I'm Jesse. You're watching JLS Comics, and this is a brand new segment that I like to call Continuing the Comic Conversation. We do a weekly live show every Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern, called Comic Conversation, bringing you all the best and the latest and greatest in comic books, superheroes, film, print, and TV, and all the media related to that. I was just broadcasting, and I have to apologize. I hit the end button, so I didn't get to finish what I was talking about. So I'm going to start over a little bit here. I do have a couple channel announcements that I want to make, as well as bringing some of the news that came out actually today for a lot of this. Something interesting for Walking Dead that I wanted to share with you as well. So I'm going to recap a little bit here. I see Brian Spaceboy is back. I do apologize. You're going to hear me repeat myself for a second because I accidentally ended the video and I shouldn't have been doing this for few years now, and I still screw up. So forgive me for that. So we'll get into the news. But the first thing I want to tell you is that I am going to be doing a weekly giveaway. It's not a contest. There's no competition to it. It's a giveaway. I have a lot of books here. I have thousands of books, and some of them need to go. So what I want to do, and it's very simple to do, is do a weekly giveaway. Thank you for supporting this channel through the years, watching the content, putting up with my bad jokes, leaving me comments, just telling me, you appreciate it. So I want to appreciate you back. So it's very simple to do. And I know, Brian, you heard what to do. So all you have to do is share the video and then leave a comment in the comment section that, whatever you want to say, but just tell me that you shared it as well. So when we do these extra videos, you can leave it there, but ideally leave it on the vidcast, the Thursday night show there. What we'll do, I'll compile those and we will do the drawing for the giveaway on the following Thursday show. It'll be live. You get to see it there, and then we get to pick the winner. I have a bunch of comics here that I really want to give away, so I'll be happy to give it to this community here. Love everybody here, so I'll be happy to kick that off, and we'll start that today. So once this is up as on demand, so we're live right now. Once this is up as on demand, go ahead and share it out. Then come back, leave a comment, say you did that, say whatever you want to say, and we will enter you in the drawing. So it's that simple. A couple other announcements that I'll make later on. But I do have, if you notice the screen, I'm sure you did, Sophie Turner on the screen. She plays Jean Grey, as well as Phoenix/Dark Phoenix in the upcoming Fox movie. And I want to tell you guys some news that came out today regarding those films. Couple biggies here. So the first one is that actually in December, we'll go in chronological order here. So in December, Fox, and this is pretty much unannounced until today, came out in Variety. Hey, Sweet Exorcist, how are you, man? That there's going to be a PG-13 version of Deadpool that will be released. Sometime in December. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And that would be in the spot that Alita Battle Angel was previously in, I'm assuming, which would make a very crowded month. So right around the middle of December, we were going to have Aquaman, Mary Poppins, Bumblebee, Alita Battle Angel, Holmes and Watson, comedy movie, and a couple others. Very crowded. Mary Poppins moved up about a week, I would say. And that left Aquaman, Alita, and Bumblebee to compete for the next week. So what they decided to do, I guess, give that to Deadpool. So they already made it. It's easy to do. They moved Alita Battle Angel, which is an anime manga adaptation. I have a video breaking down who she is, the history, story of the manga here on the channel. So go back into my history videos. I have a video, what do you call it? A playlist with all of those, and you'll be able to read up all about Alita. You'll know everything you need to know for the movie. So that movie has moved from December to February 14th of 2019, so next year. So it moved up a couple months. And that date should sound familiar to you, not only because it is Valentine's Day, but that was the date, and you see it in the In the trailer was a date for X-Men Dark Phoenix, which we just literally got earlier this week, the trailer for. Teaser trailer, I'll call it. First look, whatever you want to call it. That was supposed to be February 14th. So that's now Alita Battle Angel. So where's Dark Phoenix? Dark Phoenix moved up to June 7th of next year. Middle of the summer blockbuster now. Not as heavy with the competition. It'll still be up against a couple other movies, but that's a good spot for it. And incidentally, that is about the time that they're predicting the Fox and Disney deal to officially be finalized. They're going through all of the international approvals at this point. So there's that. And then, we'll get New Mutants later on. Okay. So the next one is Gambit. Gambit is a movie that's been in pre-production in what they call, and I'm using air quotes here, development hell for quite some time. Gambit has been changing directors, changing screenwriters. Channing Tatum's been attached throughout the whole thing. He'll play Remy. He'll play Gambit. But we had at one point Ali Rodney, a beautiful lady, who read for the part of Belladonna. So what we're saying is with that, I'm telling you that it won't be Rogue. It'll be Belladonna. And it's going to be something with the guilds, right? And then Belladonna as his love interest. So where's that movie? That was going to be in June, they were initially saying. But that got bumped up about a year. So what, and I don't know if it's going to come out. I don't know what. It should be starting production early next year. But they're saying the new release date for the Gambit movie is March 13th, 2020. Excuse me. So we have a release date for that. And that's very interesting that they would continue pushing forward with these films. I don't know what Disney would do with it. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen so you can see me. There we go. I hit the right button this time. I see Eddie S. Master 80. What's up? Nice to have you here with me. I hope you heard the announcement about the giveaway. Go ahead and share the video. Once this is done, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know you did that, and you're entered. That's nice and easy. But I want to share with you guys something that I read. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to look at this. So I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to read this together. And you guys tell me what you think of this. This is about the Gambit movie. Shout out to Heroic Hollywood for this piece here. Okay. So you see my screen, everybody? Let me go ahead and present. All right. So Simon Kinberg was doing an interview, and whoops. And shut down. Okay. So he was talking about Dark Phoenix, doing an interview for that. And he was asked about the Gambit movie. What's it about? Where is it in the status? So he said a couple excerpts here from this article. And I like how they broke out a couple. So that's why I'm citing this one. And these are Simon Kinberg's words. When you look at Gambit, he's a hustler and a womanizer. And we just felt like there was an attitude, a swagger to him that lent itself to, and listen to these words, to romantic comedy. Romantic comedy. So Gambit is going to be a rom-com, folks. Let me know what you think about that. Gambit as he's always talking about love, Frenchman, love. But a romantic comedy as a subgenre to this X-Men film. I want to hear your thoughts on that. So go ahead and leave me in the chat. Leave me in the comments later. Tell me what you think. So he goes on later talking about some of the other films. He says, Deadpool was an R-rated raunchy comedy. Logan was a Western. Gambit's going to be a rom-com. And New Mutants is very decidedly a horror film. So that's a good point. And I do like that they are exploring other genres. Yes, they're superhero films, but they're touching on, like you said, the Western, horror, raunchy comedy, straight up action. So that helps. We talk about superhero movie fatigue. You've heard that before. In my opinion, it's not there at all. But having these subgenres helps give a different look and a feel and a flavor to them and kind of counter that feel. So I do like that. However, I don't know, rom-com Gambit, I don't know. So he goes on. Let's see what he says next. When I say romantic comedy, I use that term loosely. in the same term that I used the term Western for Logan loosely. Yeah, it was based on Shane, a very famous Western. Not based on it, but inspired by it. It's not like the gunslingers at High Noon and Logan. It's just a vibe. Absolutely. And I would say the vibe of Gambit has a romantic or sex comedy vibe to it. While it's still very much a superhero movie with villains and heroes, as all these movies are. So then he goes on to talk about, okay, so Kinberg provided an update on the status of Gambit, Multiple Man, and James Franco set to star, and Drew Goddard's X-Force. So here we go. Couple of big updates for you. Gambit has a great script, and we're looking to start that movie early next year, which is what I was telling you, like January, February, they'll probably start principal filming or pre-production on it. Multiple Man, that script's being worked on right now. And that's the James Franco film. We're just waiting for Drew Goddard to be done with releasing his film that comes out in a few weeks, and then he'll get started on that X-Force script to direct. So there you go. There's a bunch of news about the Fox properties, and it's very interesting that they're pushing really hard on these at kind of the last bit of their time with the properties, and it'll be interesting to see what Kevin Feige does in terms of continuing with the same cast. Will he recast the X-Men? What will they do when the films actually come out? Will they be on Hulu? Will they be on the streaming service? What are they going to do with them? So there's a lot of questions still about it, but looks like they're moving ahead with X-Force. They are a series about Multiple Man. And then we have Gambit as a rom-com. Sweet Exorcist says, terrible idea on Gambit. NES Master 80 says, wait, rom-com? Exactly. Same with Mr. Unknown. Do what? Yep. Romantic comedy for Gambit. I don't know, man. I can't get behind that. He said it's a loose term, but I don't know. Who is Jennifer Beal playing in Swamp Thing? I'm not sure, but I did hear somebody say that she has insisted that she will not call her baby Batmo because she does not want her baby to be named Batmobile. I know. So that was what I wanted to share with you in terms of the Fox movies. Now, another thing that I want to share with you, and this is interesting. Some people are going to love this. Some people are going to hate it. This came from Variety, and it's about Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy. She's like the Kevin Feige, for lack of a better way to put it, of the Star Wars franchise. She has to control the film. She has to control the TV shows that are coming out, the novels, the comic books. All of that is canon. All of that has to be cohesive in terms of the story that it's telling. So, it takes a lot. And a lot of people have said that maybe she is not the best person to be handling the franchise. In fact, some people have asked her after the mishandling with The Last Jedi and then Solo, maybe she should step down and somebody else maybe should what's his name? I can't think of his name. He does the TV shows. Oh, Dave Filoni. There we go. Maybe he could do it or something like that. But that's not going to happen. So what we know now, and this came from Variety, so credit to Variety for this, and I'm going to read this. The veteran producer and chief of the Disney content giant behind Star Wars has renewed her deal through 2021. So she will be on for quite some time. I have promised that they're going to be slowing down on output, but she will still be behind episode 9. She'll be behind, whatever else comes out after that. The new trilogy, TV stuff, Jon Favreau stuff. So she is sticking with the franchise, apparently. That's it. Spin-off. Okay. Star Wars character Boba Fett has been flushed. So that's coming out. Her attention will now be directed to a new core trilogy, beginning with Star Wars Episode 9, which is, of course, directed by J.J. Abrams. So Kathleen Kennedy, this came out today. Contract renewed. Okay, so then I was reading, and I want to share this with you. I was reading Bloomberg. It's, in my opinion, a very credible source. They were talking about AMC, and The Walking Dead. And basically the state of the franchise, it's been losing ratings, year over year. Is it dead? What's going on with it? And a source close to property actually said that no, it's not. It's very much alive. It says in this Bloomberg article, people familiar with the matter who say there are plans to produce multiple, and here's the keyword, multiple movies and new TV shows for the franchise, and that the company is holding discussions with large media companies about partnering on such projects. Now, one thing that could be here is Comcast. Comcast is looking to expand, to add some things to them. They also own NBC Universal. This would be a perfect fit for that. But the big takeaway for me there was movies. Now, I know some folks are sick of Walking Dead, kind of winding down on that, kind of like a one-trick pony at this point with the show. But I want to ask you guys, go ahead and leave me in the live chat, and if you're listening later in the comments, how do you feel about a Walking Dead movie? Would you want the same cast? Would you want it to be completely different? Go ahead and leave me your thoughts on that. I'm curious what you think. Let's see here. NES says nothing like beating a dead horse. Yeah. I do like the zombie franchise, like the George Romero stuff, but something about Walking Dead, it just feels like it's been there. It just needs to rest for a while. So, I support a movie if it's good, like with anything, as long as it's good acting, good story, then fine. But something like this, maybe wind down the show, wait a few years, and then maybe a movie. But it seems like despite declining ratings, severely declining ratings, they are still pushing forward with stuff. But it looks like they might, AMC might sell this or a whole part of their network over to Comcast. NBC Universal is part of that. And that kind of pairs up with a couple things that they were like AMC was looking for, and then Comcast. So who knows? A couple comments here. NES Master 80 says super powered alien zombies. That would be pretty cool. Zombies from outer space. How about killer clowns from outer space? No, they've already done that. Strictly Comic says, welcome. I know you're busy. Thanks for popping in the chat though. So I agree. Stop milking the cow dry. Yeah, exactly. Just let it rest. The show itself is Walking Dead at this point, kind of meta in that way. Just let it rest for a while, do a movie in 2022, I don't know. But I thought that was pretty interesting. I haven't heard anybody really talk about that. So I wanted to make sure I brought that up, that AMC is seriously considering Walking Dead, a bunch of things, but especially the Walking Dead movie. So another thing that I thought was pretty cool is Netflix. They ordered a couple of new projects. One of them is called, I forgot, October Faction. Sorry. And I want to share with you the actual synopsis for this so we can look at it together. If you're not familiar with it, I do want you to be familiar with it because it does sound pretty cool. Okay. So this is the October Faction. It's by IDW, and it says the synopsis for it. This is a volume 1 here. So this is from their website, IDW's website. Details the adventures of retired monster hunter Frederick Allen and his family, which includes a thrill killer, a witch, and a warlock, because sometimes crazy is the glue that binds a family together. So I think that'll be pretty cool as a TV series. We'll have to see how that turns out. But let me know. Are you guys familiar with October Faction? Have you read it? Go ahead and leave me your comments on that as well. I'll be curious to hear what you have to say. And so, okay, so we're talking, let me make another announcement here. I haven't run this by the rest of the panel. I'm going to see what they think. But what I want to do, and tell me if you think this is a good idea. We have our show every Thursday. What I want to do is open up another spot, another place on the panel. It would be a rotating spot, and it would be for folks from the community to come in and join, give some fresh perspective and some commentary, fresh face. And there's a lot of people that I would love to have come on the show for that spot. So if we add one more spot as a rotating spot for folks, is that something that you would like to do? Would you be interested in being on that? That's just an idea that I had that I would like to move forward with, but I need to run it by Edwin and Chris and Justin to see what they think of it. But I want to let you guys know. And if you do like that idea, let me know so I can tell them, oh, people think it's a good idea. So help if that's something you want to do, just help me sell it to them. So I thought that was pretty, it'd be pretty fun. Have some different people on each week, and it may not be an every week thing. We may do that rotating spot every other week, but we'll have to see. So we got some comments on October Faction. Mr. Unknown says Thrill Killer sounds cool, right? Part of the family there. Never heard of it. Never read it. Sounds cool though. Brian Spaceboy 227 says. And then NES Master 80. Never heard of October Faction. Sounds interesting. And then Mr. Unknown, are you talking about the book or my idea for the rotating spot? He says, could be good, could be bad. Yeah, it could go either way. But that's the risk you take. So we'll have to see. But let me know either here or in the comments later what you think of that idea. So there's that. That is called the October Faction. And check it out if you haven't read it. They got there's a few volumes to it. So you might the idea. Yeah. Okay. A few volumes to it. So you have some good reading ahead of you, but not too much. So you'll be able to catch up on it pretty quickly. And that is, folks, what we have for this episode, this inaugural episode of Continuing the Conversation. Feel free to leave me any comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'm going to be continuing this. I don't have a set date that I'm going to be doing this, although I do like Fridays. And I may move some of the topics from the Thursday show over to this segment just to kind of trim that other show down a little bit. Because, I do feel guilty about when we run up to 2 hours. I know that folks have things to do, especially with the panel. Committing to it every week is quite the commitment, especially the couple of years we've been going along. So, if I can trim that down a little bit, I'd be happy to do that and move a little bit over here, and then we could talk about it on a different day. I'll probably be at different times showing, books, different topics, and I can stop sharing my screen. Let me button. So there we go. And that's it. That's the topics I wanted to bring to you guys. And don't forget that we do have a weekly giveaway now. And like I said at the beginning, I'll just say it here again. It is very easy. Share this video. Leave a comment once it's on demand after we're live here, letting me know you did so and any other comments about these topics. And that's it. You're entered. And then what we'll do is do the live drawing on Thursdays. And you get to pick a book. I'll pick a book for you, but you get to maybe pick a number. And from the number, we'll get your book. But we'll flesh that out once we get to that point. And that's it. This is Jesse here with JLS Comics. This has been Continuing the Conversation. If you like content like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if it's your first time here, and that little bell next to it so that you are one of the first people that is notified of these uploads. And go ahead and leave a like if you want, or not like. It's up to you. Completely up to you. And that's it. I'm dragging on. I got to go eat. Thanks for joining me for this inaugural episode, and I'll see you soon.